Hello, this is the Happy Families Podcast. It's Friday and we feel good about that. Hopefully you do as well. The weekend's just around the corner, and every Friday on the Happy Families Podcast, we reflect on the week that was, what worked, what didn't. It's called I'll Do Better Tomorrow. We try to figure out how we can be more intentional and, I don't know, just figure out this parenting thing. What's working, what's not, and why, and how do we do more of the stuff that works. Today, a win for me, as I figured out how to have conversations with my kids when they don't really want to talk at all. Plus, Kylie has had an insight in terms of why we spend all this money on extracurricular activities when it looks like the kids aren't enjoying it, nothing's happening. Stay with us. Hello and welcome to the Happy Families Podcast, real parenting solutions every single day on Australia's most downloaded parenting podcast. We're Justin and Kylie Coulson. Normally a whole lot of housekeeping, Kylie, but today there's none. There's literally none. We're at the end of the month, last day of October, and there's nothing to get excited about our I'll Do Better Tomorrow. So it's straight over to you. What is your big aha, your insight, your whoopsie? What have we got?
So Emily's only had a few extracurricular activities booked in this year, and one of them has been music lessons. We found a teacher who happens to live in our street, which makes this amazingly convenient.
No more rushing to get in the car, hurry up, we're going to be late. It's just up you go. And she walks like 150 metres up the street and she's there. It's great.
Amazing. But what is extra special about her teacher, Dan, is that he has just this incredible way to work with busy kids. He doesn't sit them down and expect that they're going to do 45 minutes of this hardcore, intensive practice. He actually has a studio set up and they will move from the drums to the guitar to the piano and just tinker.
Before you talk about wherever you're going to go here, this has been a source of frustration for me because as somebody who learnt music the traditional way, sitting in front of the piano and learning how to read notation and learning the structure of chords and that kind of thing, I find it really frustrating that Emily can't read music. And yet, everything that I know from scientific research, especially David Epstein's book Range, is that the more kids just play around with a whole lot of stuff, the more they figure out what they like, the more they come to a nice broad understanding of everything. Like range, breadth, it gives them depth over time. And she's only 11. Right now, we just care about her enjoying it. Nevertheless, I really
you're the parent who's paying the bills and you're wanting to have an outcome. You're wanting to see...
Grade 8, kiddo. I want grade 8 piano. Come on.
You want to see that this is a good investment.
That's right.
And so we've definitely had conversations over the last little while because we invested in a drum kit and I would say that we get very little practice.
I might just add, it was an electric drum kit because there was no way that we were going to have a real thing in the house. Oh my goodness.
But she doesn't play it very often.
No, it drives me up the wall. And
when we started lessons, Dan actually said to her, what is it that you're interested in? She said, I just want to learn the drums. And he said, what about the guitar? What about the piano? She's like, nope, just the drums, completely closed.
Really rigid, concrete thinking.
And then she would come home and she'd be like, Mum, guess what I learnt today? And she'd get on the piano. And I'd be like,
yep.
What's going on? I'm paying for drum lessons.
Yep.
And then the
you're
guitar
not learning
came out.
and your fingering's all wrong. Like, this is not right. That's how I'm feeling like, come on.
Anyway, long story short, a couple of days ago, Dan sent me a video and I can't stop watching this video, nor can I get the grin off my face. This kid has picked up this drum beat and she's literally playing alongside her teacher who's singing and playing the guitar, and she just looks like an absolute pro.
3, 4. Right now on.
I love watching this. Here comes the fill. You ready?
So good. So good.
Hang on. Oh, we need the big finish.
Oh my God.
It took forever.
There we go. It's pretty fun when you've got this child who doesn't seem to be interested, doesn't seem to be practicing, doesn't seem to have any motivation for it at all. And then you get a video and she's jamming with the music teacher in the studio up the road.
And I think for me, just going through that process of, kind of finding someone who's going to be a good match and then having an expectation of what it's going to look like, and it doesn't come close to meeting the expectations. You wanted her to learn music and be able to read it and go through this very formalized, structured process of lessons. And what she's got is this mismatched, mixed matched, like just almost, it feels like ad hoc lessons that have created this space for her to explore and to try new things in a really relaxed setting. She doesn't feel like she has to perform for anyone, and she's really enjoying the process.
Yeah, so in that range book that I was talking about, there's some stuff on this kind of thing, and I have to keep reminding myself of this because it just doesn't fit with what I think should be happening. But in the book, he's really clear. The research seems to indicate that getting that range, getting that breadth, eventually she'll figure it out. You don't want to peak too early. And so one of our other daughters plays the guitar, and she started the guitar and quit the guitar at least 4 times and drove us up the wall and still really didn't quite work out notation or anything. But what's happened is they've learnt to be creative with the music and they're really into making up their own stuff, whereas I learned to play by the book. But that's all I can do. I have no idea how to improvise. I've got no idea how to make stuff up and compose. My brain hasn't been taught to do that because I sat down and I did the Suzuki method.
You learnt by rote.
I just learned, you read this, you listen to that, you play this way. And honestly, I didn't like it, and so I didn't stick with it, and now I kind of regret it. But I watch what the kids can do. I know this is your I'll Do Better Tomorrow, but I didn't mean to hijack it. But watching that, it gets me excited again. It's like, this is why you pay the money, and it's okay if the kids aren't following the quote-unquote traditional pathway. What are you smiling at? You're laughing at me while I'm waxing lyrical about our daughter's drumming.
No, I just watched all of the girls. They've done things very differently and they've been very sporadic with their music lessons. But the other day when I was doing a bit of a clear out, I messaged down and I said, I needed one of the guitars restrung. Do you think that you could do that? And he said, yeah, send it up. That's fine. He brought it back, and that afternoon, our eldest daughter showed up.
And it was her guitar.
It was her guitar.
That
I'd completely forgotten.
7 years.
And she came into the living room and she picked it up and she just started strumming. Like, I've never heard her play like this. And she was so excited that not only could she remember playing this song, but that she had her guitar. And I said, you can take it home. That's one less thing in my living space.
Right. But she was pumped. Yeah. So the I'll Do Better Tomorrow is the take-home messages.
The investment of time for your children to explore. It's not actually about an outcome. It's actually about giving them the opportunity to explore options.
Love it.
It's so important because you have no idea where you're going to end up.
Brilliant. Hey, after the break, I nailed it. I nailed it with a child who did not want to talk on Sunday morning. Just nailed it. Can't wait to tell you. That's next. You're back. This is the Happy Families podcast. If you enjoy what you hear, give us a follow and share the podcast with your friends so that they can make their families happier. Kylie, my I'll Do Better Tomorrow is a really simple one. In my book, Relationship Rules, I've got all these conversation starters. Part 1 is about how we're supposed to talk. Things like put your device down, like stop, look and listen, meet each other's eyes, that kind of thing. Part 2 of the book is what should we talk about? Part 3 is about having tricky conversations. So on Sunday, I had to drive like 2.5 hours down the road. It was a long drive. I wasn't very excited about it. A couple of the kids had to come with me. They weren't excited about it either. And I said, you know what we're going to do? We're going to go through relationship rules. We're going to go through part 2, and we're just going to answer all these questions and have these conversations. And our 15-year-old daughter and our 18-year-old daughter looked at me and rolled their eyes, and they were like, really? Like, do we have to? And I said, yeah, actually we do. I opened up the book. I asked the first question. What are you looking forward to? That was it. An hour later, we were still talking about just that question. Our 15-year-old daughter did not want to be involved. She had misery all over her face. I'm not looking forward to anything. I'm looking forward to when I can ride a horse again. But as Annie and I talked about what we were looking forward to, the conversation just took on a life of its own. and it went in so many different directions. And that required me to ask questions of Annie and for her to really be willing to elaborate. But we had such fun. I can't believe I just said like that. I sound like I'm my grandma or something like that. We had such fun. I feel like I'm reading an Enid Blyton book, but we had such fun. And then the second question and the third question, and pretty soon we're talking about if you're reading a book and you get up to and it's a book of your life and you get up to today. Do you keep reading to find out what happens next year and the year after and next decade? And do you keep reading or do you stop? And really just so many fun questions. We got to some of the values questions and they're like, nah, boring, keep going. They just want to do all the fun ones. But Kylie, 2.5 hours passed in an instant and we just had this great conversation all the way out there. Lots of fun, lots of laughter, and even the recalcitrant, reluctant, unwilling, moody, gripey 15-year-old ended up getting right into it and enjoying it. So my I'll do better tomorrow is grab a copy of Relationship Rules and start, no, I'm just kidding. Start having conversations with the kids about things that are fun and compelling and interesting. Just invite them into conversations, ask them questions, and then keep that conversation going by asking more questions.
Well, it sounds like I should have been in your car.
What did you talk about in your car?
Oh, dating and uni and all the serious stuff.
Yeah. This is the problem, right? We've got so many kids and we've gotten rid of our big car because we didn't think we'd need a big car anymore. But every now and again, we've got to go somewhere a long way and we've got to take 2 cars because we don't have a big car. There's an I'll do better tomorrow. Make sure you upsize or downsize at the right time. Don't go too early. Conversations with the kids can be fun. You've just got to really make the effort, and we did that. Anyway, we hope that there's some inspiration for you here, whether it has to do with getting the kids involved in extra activities like music lessons or just having those fun conversations. There's just delight and joy in family life, and we hope you're finding plenty of that, especially this weekend. The Happy Families podcast is produced by Justin Rulon from Bridge Media. Mim Hammonds provides research, admin, and other support. And if you'd like more resources to make your family happier, like the book Relationship Rules, you'll find it all at happyfamilies.com.au.